Hey guys, how you going? So regarding this case, so we've got Grant going out there today with myself, and so this customer just completely being fraudulent, lying, just every kind of bad thing you can imagine from a customer, caring nothing for themselves, accusing us of threatening them, harassing them, all this kind of stuff, just anything to save a few dollars, like willing to tarnish a plumber's reputation, lose their job, willing to destroy a company's reputation, willing to do anything they want just to save a couple of dollars. So in this scenario, and it's always, so many customers like this where they've started off, they've called us on the weekend. We said, okay, this is the call out fee. They've said, no, I don't want to pay the call out fee that high on the weekend, so we'll do on the weekday. Plumber's been there, a few days have passed. They've gone there on the Monday, I presume it would be around the Monday. And then the plumber's given them a quote, breaking it down with all the breakdowns and records and everything else. Sorry, I'm just waiting for my Uber, so I just got to check where he is. I was just a minute away. Yeah, I think that's him now. Cool. How you going? How you going, mate? Thanks for doing this trip. No, it's not a fun trip in the city. So the after all that, they have so once the case was let me get my thoughts back on track. So then we've signed it, everything's done, paperwork's done, everyone knows what they're doing, they've paid a deposit, everything else, they know the scope of work, and then the job got done as an urgent job because the house was in trouble. We've done all the office stuff, call around like crazy to figure everything out, everything's been done perfectly, and then the family members come home, someone else, that like a family member, like a daughter or someone, come home and said, no, I don't want to pay that bill anymore. And then we were like, no, you have to pay it. And then after that, they just started making reasons, excuses, like, I don't want to pay because the job wasn't done like this. I don't want to pay because the plumber was harassing. I don't want to pay. Just like every reason they gave, it didn't work, so they just tried a new reason. So I guess this gives you an idea of the customer type, which is, they care nothing about the repercussions because they don't have any repercussions. If anything goes wrong, it doesn't affect them. So today, if they get proven that they are lied or fraudulent or whatever, there's no repercussions for them. They don't have to pay our time today, no legal costs, nothing else. And they can accuse us and do anything and lie and cheat and manipulate, and nothing happens to customers. But for companies and people, there's consequences. For employees that work here, there's consequences. So today, we're 100%, it's just going to be like, oh no, none of this is true. And then once we will win, and then there's no repercussions for the customer. They haven't paid for any damages, fraudulent claims, anything else. So this is the dynamic in society right now, which makes it difficult to run a company. Hence why there is so much emphasis for me that we must be able to win in legal, even though the system is not designed to support businesses, and really people can use the fact that some businesses will say no, it's going to take too much time and effort from the business and we will just lose the case even though we're in the right. So there's all these little variables that make it's not really justice. If it was justice, it would be genuine justice, but this is just I guess it's not really justice. So I want the legal team to understand that what we're dealing with, what society we're dealing with, we're dealing with thousands of jobs, and we're going to get hundreds of customers that on different spectrums that are going to try to manipulate the system and rig the system to make it work, you know. So to re-emphasize, you know, you've got your different kinds of customers. You've got your customer that will the bill is so small, so they're like, companies won't chase it. It costs them more money to recover that $500, $600, $1,000, $300, $2,000, $3,000 than to actually pay the bill. So companies will just waive it. And so that's one type of customer. Another type of customer will just get the job done and then start making excuses why not to pay. They do it to everybody, hundreds of people. Again, there's no way for companies to know if this customer was a good customer or not. There's no history check on customers. You can check company history, but you can't check customer history. So that's another unfair thing. That's why people, like, you know, the good thing about eBay and Uber and all these platforms and Airbnb is both get ranked. Customer and the person asking for the work get ranked. And it is something that would be great in our industry to have, where the customers we're going to in a public platform are ranked as good customer, bad customer, blah, 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 doesn't pay their debt. So, because when we're in our industry, we're dealing with customers and we have no history check, nothing about them. We just, we're presuming it's going to go okay. And we as a company, we know quite a lot percentage will not go okay. So we need to account for that in our business, in our legal systems, in our pricing, in everything else. What else is there? That's about it at the moment I can think of. And then as the day goes on, we'll show you what else we're doing today. But I think we just have to understand what's really going on in the world and what we're really doing. So when I speak to some people, you know, some of our staff members or whatever will be like, why do we have legal cases in the first place? These are the reasons I'm explaining. How do we manage to survive in a world where these are the dynamics? And this is, again, what I'm trying to explain. What do I need out of everybody in the company? All the way from the quoting process, that we quote it perfectly and use all the boundaries of the law, all the way down to the accounts and collection process, all the way down to legal process. You know, what are we going to learn from? How are we going to survive and keep providing a service as a company? That's all I can think of for now.